Birthday hour, birthday hour shy, birthday hour, birthday hour shy, birthday hour, birthday hour shy. Call Halayim Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and those me putting their videos up throughout the week, feeding the sheep. It's McQuad from the Trump and VA camp, and I'm gonna get right into it. It says the government is testing mass surveillance on a border before turning it on Americans. And I literally did like 3 videos last week, maybe 2, basically leading towards things like this. Okay, and we already know America is implementing or keeping a close eye on things that are implementing that could be basically used for their beast system, like the social class thing they got set up in China. They going to integrate that. The market of beasts they got set up over there in Sweden. They're going to integrate that. They're going to mix all these things together, which is going to evolve with and what we believe to be the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, which is going to be implemented along with the whole mass surveillance type thing. Okay, because like I said, we can see it in China, we see it in Sweden, but they're going to combine those 2 things and make it one. It says border patrol electronic eye will spot you long before you spot them. If you walk along the United States border and remote stretches of Mexico's desert, or in a grassland between North Dakota and Canada, you might not hear the buzz of what could be flying above you, a Predator drone. The same vehicle that has been outfitted to drop bombs over Afghanistan and Iraq. From 5 miles away, the drone's camera can see so well, they can tell if you're wearing a backpack. It says if you're in the Florida Keys, you may be spotted by an altogether different set of eyes in the sky. Up 10,000 feet in the air, a football field size Zeppelin floats with an array of cameras, censoring and radar system sophisticated that it can track every car, aircraft, let alone boat within a 200-mile range. And if you're near the desert of South Arizona, it won't be hard to notice the 160-foot tower that rises up from the sandy landscape, equipped with the advanced thermal imaging that can sense your exact movement over 7 miles away. Now, when you look at the China beast system, what they got going on over there, they got things set up exactly like this. Okay, mixed with the facial recognition, and then when you add in a microchip, they can know exactly where you are, exactly what you're wearing, exactly when you're moving, everything they need to know. And ultimately, we know that's what Esau's end game is. He wants to be as the Most High God. He wants to know everything at all times. Okay, that's his end game. He wants to be as God. Okay, that's his end game. It says, because large portions of the border are so remote, and because the U.S. citizens seem more willing to endorse surveillance programs that specifically target non-citizens, the American borderland had become a testing ground for the cutting edge of surveillance tech. So they say people are more inclined to having surveillance that I'm assuming they're talking about here than the wall. They rather have surveillance than the actual wall. Because I remember Trump was talking about Democrats don't want the wall. They want to do by other means because the wall is not nice or whatever. It says to call this technology Orwell would be anachronistic. Even George Orwell, for all his dreamery image, never conceived of an infrared camera that could detect a person's faintest movements from 7 miles away. Like one erected on 160-foot tower in the Arizona desert. Let me see. It says, look what you're giving up. All your basic constitutional rights that you would normally fight for get confused when it comes to the immigration issue. So this is what they're talking about. And this is all about rights being taken away. Because like I said, Esau wants complete control. And he's slowly moving towards getting complete control. Okay? And how does Esau roll out this control? He'll present it in a way that involves your safety. Right? He'll say, oh, like Trump. He said it's a problem at the border. So we got to do things to implement to defeat this problem. You got this is Trump speaking. You got Mexicans coming in, killing, robbing, taking jobs. We got to stop this. So you got these stupid Americans like, you know what? We do got to stop that. Any means necessary, right? So they're willing to give up any rights that they have to in order to make this happen. And also last week, I did a video on how the one senator, he's really pushing to take away people's guns, right? And the angle he was using was about all these shootings and things like that. So we need to take away the guns because there's all these mass shootings. And he was saying the so-called blacks and the Latinos were being targeted specifically by the racist people from Trump's administration or whatever, and we got to take the guns away. So they got to vote to get these guns taken away. But the point is, that's how Esau works. He'll present a problem so he can implement his solution, right? This is how Esau always works. If he wants to get something done, he'll create a problem so he can have an excuse to implement his solution. Esau's always worked like that. He wanted to go over to the Middle East, so-called Middle East, to start a war to get their resources. So what'd he do? False flag. Blow up his own buildings just to go over to the so-called Middle East to steal their resources. This is how Esau gets down. It says, when the idea of a smart wall began gaining traction in 2017, three higher ups from the Palantir, the secretive data tech giant that has long been behind some of the federal government's largest surveillance projects, left to co-found Andrew, a company dedicated to creating cutting-edge tech for border security. For border security, it says businesses has been booming ever since. It says governments are so eager to be at the cutting edge, they eat it all up. It says companies see that there's a long-term source of stable income with government contracts. It says a senior campaign organizer with Majetti, a pro-immigrant organization that has studied relationships between Silicon Valley and federal immigration authorities. Companies like Palantir and Andrew have created a business model where they look like they're going to the market to get new clients. In reality, Gonzalez says tech companies are conveniencing government agencies. It says they need to create new technologies, not the other way around. It says decisions made by law enforcement are being driven by vendors are winning and dining officials, where they make these miraculous promises about what their tech can accomplish, says Dave Masses, senior investigative researcher at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, a civil liberties organization. Government are so eager to be at the cutting edge, they eat it all up. So it's going into all these other governments are buying all these surveillance, everybody, and this is what's going to happen with the beast system. Okay, this is why everybody's going to take the mark, because like he's just saying, everybody is trying to get in on a new different kind of tech. So everybody wants to have the new and the latest technology. They want to have the new thing that comes out. Okay, and now that's going to really pop when the microchip come. Okay, because you see right now, China has this super surveillance thing. It seems like everybody wants to get on board with that now. And now, when Sweden gets like really, really popular, everybody going to want to get the mark of the beast, because they're going to see how well it's running in Sweden, how smooth it's running. No more cash, no more losing your ID, anything like that. So everybody's going to get on board with that as well. Okay? And these are just, he's saying it right here. Everybody's jumping on board for this. Okay? And then what do you think is going to happen when the mark of the beast is the new big thing? Everybody's going to get on board with it. It says today that cutting edge of surveillance tech is frequently futuristic. Customs and border protection already blowing through hundreds of millions of dollars a year on tech contracts. It says has now begun looking for artificial intelligence capabilities that can fly patrol drones autonomously. The dream is of a fleet of surveillance robots constantly in the air, thinking for themselves, searching out human bodies. So this is basically what they want, this super surveillance system. And all this is going to go into the mark of the beast. Okay? And they had these same exact things. If you watch the movie called They Live, when they had like these 5G towers things, and they be set up on different corners or on top of different buildings, giving off radio frequencies to keep people in line. Okay? And that's pretty much going to happen with the microchip. They're going to have these towers set up in various locations, and it's basically going to keep people on the surveillance. And then on top of that, the reason why I brought this up is because they also, in the movie They Live, they had like little drones patrolling the city. Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, they got it in that TV show as well. I think it's called Occupy or Occupancy. I can't think of what it is. I'm pretty sure it came on TBS or TNT, where it goes into how aliens came and take over, and people were put in concentration camps and things like that. But the point is, these movies and these shows are Esau basically his way of prophesying. He wants to have this one world government. He wants to have everybody in a controlled environment and everything under complete surveillance. This is his thing. This is his dream. And these things are coming. Okay? But with that, I want to give honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity. And those who putting up videos throughout the week, feeding the sheep. Adawan, Ratazah, Atham, Yakal. Shalom.